In Digimon Adventure 02, we got introduced to the Digimon Emperor, and it was a game-changing move for the writers because it introduced to us the first human villain in the Digimon series. Overall, I would also say the Digimon Emperor saga was the best part of Adventure 02's story. It had betrayals, revelations, armor digivolutions, golden armor digivolutions, and even a Frankenstein-esque freak of a Digimon named Chimeramon. So why don't we bring that concept back into the new Digimon Adventure 2020 series? But this time, instead of having the Digimon Emperor, why don't we have the Digimon Empress? Let's discuss. Human villains, in my opinion anyway, in the Digimon series have always been better villains because, you know, we're all human. We all make mistakes, and they are literally flesh and blood. Digimon are magical creatures with powers beyond our imagination. Their tolerance to pain is in a completely different league to us humans. When Ken was the Digimon Emperor, every time when he was on the front line facing against the Digidestin, even though he was the enemy, there was still that fear that he could get killed by the Digidestin's partner Digimon. If Flamedramon used his fire rocket attack and accidentally missed the Digimon that Ken was controlling and accidentally hit Ken, then let's face it guys, Ken would be dead. There's no question about that. So having a human villain, it brings that tension as well to the series. I'll have a future video discussing human villains versus Digimon villains, so stay tuned for that guys. But now let's talk about the Digimon Empress. Who would be a good candidate for this role? Should it be a character we have never seen before? A female Digidestin gone rogue? That could work. I mean, it worked with Ken in 02, but do we really want to see the same storyline play out in the new 2020 series? I don't think so. Should Maki from Digimon Adventure Tri be the new Digimon Empress? That could work, especially if you make it canon in this version of Adventure that Maki was one of the original Digidestin, the first of their kind to be chosen, and she's suddenly just lost the plot. You can give her reasons that because she's an adult, it's not fair that she can't see her partner Digimon anymore, and it corrupts her and her partner Digimon. So much so that the gates to the Dark Ocean open up and she mistakes it for the digital world. There she goes in and transforms into the Dark Empress and attempts to change the rule of law of the digital world. And because she's an adult, she then brings in more adults to the digital world and it corrupts the digital world even more. You could go in that direction for the Digimon Empress. You can even have Meiko return and end up being the Digimon Empress. I'm surprised they didn't do it in Tri because the story was right there. You had Meikomon having an infection that's corrupting her good nature. A Digidestin and their partner Digimon have a bond like no other, so you can have an infection somehow infect Meiko instead of Kari, because that's what they ended up doing with Kari in Tri. Have Meiko have the infection and turn her into the Digimon Empress. Everyone is attacking her partner Meikomon. You have the Digidestin attacking Meikomon, the Royal Knights attacking Meikomon, evil Genii trying to kidnap Meikomon. Literally everyone is after Meikomon. So as the Digimon Empress, she makes it her duty to protect Meikomon at all costs and uses Meikomon's strength to command an army to protect her. Because Meikomon is still unbelievably strong, she can use that strength to threaten other Digimon in the digital world to join her or be killed by Meikomon, which shows the ruthlessness of the Digimon Empress. You could do that as well, just bring that storyline to the new 2020 series. However, for me personally, I think the Digimon Empress role can only be impactful if we see one of the main Digidestin girls turn into the Digimon Empress. But who? I can't see Kari turning into the Empress. She's too pure and her crest of light will always be the shield that guards her from the darkness. Could Sora be effective in this role? I feel if Sora were to turn, she would be a depressing villain. A human villain needs to have that charisma and just have that wild wow factor, especially because a human doesn't have any powers, so they need to have that X-Factor personality of a villain to be a memorable villain. When Ken was the Digimon Emperor, he was hilarious. He was laughing for at least half of the story arc. He was cruel, he made Digimon fight each other, he was kicking puppies and laughing about it. He tortured Wormmon and did many more horrific acts. Ken had that personality that made you love to hate him. I think Sora wouldn't be able to grasp that. So that leaves me with my pick on who I think would fit the role of the Digimon Empress perfectly. And guys, remember, this is just a fun little theory video, so don't hate me of what I'm about to say. I think Mimi would be perfect in the Digimon Empress role. The first episode we see of Mimi, we see her ruling her own little kingdom. The Tanamon were already worshipping her at her feet. And it's not the first time this happened. All throughout the first season of Digimon, the wild Digimon they encountered would always follow her and treat her like royalty, like the Princess Karaoke episode, where we literally had Optamaman and Gekkomon treat her like a queen, even though she was treated them like shit. She is basically known as the princess of the Digimon Adventure series, so why not do a complete heel turn and make the Digimon princess into the Digimon Empress? Now, how is she going to turn into the Empress? I did a theory video discussing how Mimi's dad could be evil for the new 2020 series, so this is like a part 2 to that video. The Tachikawa name is going to play a role somehow in this series. I just have that gut feeling about it. And I mentioned in that video how Mimi's dad could have a partnership with Daemon in some way. He will help eliminate Genai, and in return, Daemon will help him combine his technology with captured Digimon. Mimi's dad has a technology franchise, so that's why I say combine Digimon with technology. Why Daemon? Well, it has been established that the Holy Angel Digimon have been battling evil demon Digimon. They even had a massive war back in the day, and Daemon is one of the alpha demon Digimon, so it makes sense for it to be Daemon. If Mimi's dad does end up being evil, blood is thicker than water. That's all I'm saying. Mimi's dad or even Daemon could try and lure her into the darkness. Her crest is the crest of sincerity. In the dub and in the Japanese it was called the crest of purity. Both are Mimi's personality traits. She's so pure and sincere and wears her heart on her sleeve. Now imagine that purity and sincerity turning into the crest of darkness because of Daemon and Mimi's own dad corrupting her. That will enable her to become the Digimon Empress. She has shown in previous seasons that she can be quite mean to people. Now what if she went full evil? She could possibly be even more cruel than Ken. She's got the charisma for it. In the first season, she brought her own army to fight against Piedmon right at the end of the Dark Master storyline. She even had the Tanamon in this very season follow all her orders. So she does have leadership qualities that can't be denied. And the thing is, Mimi's dad would just be working with Daemon, so then he can sell more products to his consumers. So he's not necessarily evil, but if he sees his daughter becoming evil, that would change everything. Daemon would have full control over Mimi and would let Mimi run wild as she rules the digital world as the Digimon Empress, whilst her dad would be thinking, what have I done? How did I let my pure-hearted daughter end up like this? That will bring another emotional dynamic to the story, because you will have the Digidestined fighting with the Holy Angel Digimon, whilst you will have Mimi as the Digimon Empress fighting with Daemon and the Demon Digimon. And right in the middle, you will have Mimi's dad feeling the guilt of what he did to his daughter, turning her into the dark side. It's just a little theory, guys. I know how much you guys love Mimi. I would never want to turn her evil. She's one of my favorite characters as well, so don't get it twisted. But seeing such a pure-hearted character like Mimi turn evil would be so thrilling and so entertaining to watch. It'll be like the rise and fall of a character. But yeah, guys, let's have fun in the comments. What do you guys think of this theory? And who would you pick to be the new Digimon Empress in the new 2020 series? I would love to see your opinions. Again, guys, click that notification bell to stay up to date with our content. And as always, care for nothing.